If you were promised a way to learn about everything you once were, would you take that promise, no matter the cost? Hello everybody, fellow recruits of the Monarchy. I am the Monarch of Dragons, and welcome back to Blazblue, Story Explained. I apologize about the long wait between these two episodes. I had to figure out where to go next since, well, this is where things start getting complicated. Not going to lie, I had to create an entire note section of this chapter of the story in order to figure out how I wanted to do this, and even then, I wasn't sure about how to divide it up since there's so much substance to cover in this chapter. But here we are, and I believe I have the right way to go about this. I hope. So without further ado, let us begin the first two-part episode of this series, as I discuss the events leading up to the Dark War and the formation of the Six Heroes. Our story in this part begins with a man by the name of Shuichiro Ayatsuki and his research partner, Aurelius Clover. Two brilliant scientists who wished to advance human understanding of the boundary and how it works. Admiring the work and knowledge of Aurelius, Shuichiro desires a way to one-up him, and he does this by developing an artifact known as Kushinada's linchpin, referred to Shuichiro himself as the nail that will nail the entrance of the boundary shut. This device is capable of nullifying all Sefer flow in the world, preventing anything that runs on Sefer to function, to cease. Despite these great ambitions and the research they have been making, the two are at a dead end with the boundary. That is, until Yuki Terumi appears before the two, with a proposition. Ever since separating from his original form of the Susanoo unit, the soul, now going by Terumi, has remained stuck in a ghost form that, while impervious to all physical harm, will cause him to die if he isn't observed or doesn't gain a host body quickly. And so, he makes a deal with the two researchers. Unbridled knowledge of the boundary for their research and the Susanoo unit itself, and in return, they would create a specific prime field device capable of killing Amaterasu, and for Aurelius specifically, to create a host body for Terumi to inhabit. The deal is made between the three, and soon enough, Terumi's host body is created. But on January 1st, 2100, during an experiment, a creature, none other than the Black Beast itself, emerges from the man-made cauldron and destroys the lab in the process. Aurelius is swallowed whole by the beast, leaving his fate unknown. Terumi fails to fuse with the host and is hurt in the process, and the place is bombarded by Sefer, forcing Shuichiro to hide away in the time-distorted place and await his inevitable death. The beast moved on from the lab to the rest of Japan, destroying everything in sight and spreading Sefer wherever it went. When the beast was first reported, the heads of several other nations responded by launching nuclear warheads at the monster. But all this seemed to do was destroy Japan even further. If confrontation by the beast was impossible via direct weaponry, then they would simply fight the Sefer beasts left behind by the Black Beast. But even that plan did not work, and the world was forced to watch as Japan was burnt to cinders. We cut to the year 2106, where the world is in chaos due to the appearance of the Black Beast, and the host body of Terumi is transported to the magical city of Ishana, and is given the identity of Kazuma Kaval. Kazuma lives in his daily life, not knowing who he is 7 years prior to the Blazblue Phase Shift 1 novel, due to everyone's favorite plot point, amnesia. Anyways, he kind of has no clue how he ended up in the Magic Association, and why he has Relius of all people, as his presumed guardian. But on the bright side, at least he has a cute friend in the form of Trinity, so there's that bit of happiness in this tale of betrayal. He has little to no knowledge of his past, and doesn't intend to discover it. That is, until one day, when an assassin by the name of TheMonarchofDragons comes to him and attempts to kill Cosma. Under the orders of Clavis Alucard, and to ensure that Termi does not fuse with him, Clavis ordered the capture of Cosma. But because TheMonarchofDragons is a very edgy person, he's just like, nah, I'm gonna kill that person. Willing to take the help of anything and anyone to survive, Cosma calls out for help, and receives it from none other than Termi. Up until now, Termi has attempted to call to Cosma in order for him to be acknowledged, but it's never worked. Until now. In a moment where Cosma is willing to bet on anything for his life to be saved, he bets on the most mysterious and evil person in the world too. Yep, sounds right for a deal with the devil kind of situation. After saving Cosma's life, Termi appears to him in a dream and tempts him with the promise of the Azure, a power that would allow Cosma to regain his memories, his purpose, and who he is. But I mean, this is a guy who Cosma just met. There is no way he can trust this guy. I mean, look at him. He screams, shady villain. So Cosma goes on with his life, but the vision and encounter with Termi still lingers with him. Over the next few days, Termi begins to dispel knowledge about the Magic Association and of Caval that very few knew of. Knowledge of the Azure, of the barrier around Ishana, and the protections the Association has around the man-made cauldron. Gateways into the boundary itself. And when the two are later attacked by a group of free assassins, Cosma accepts the offer Termi proposed, saying that he will do anything, to gain the Azure. With this opportunity exposed, and with trust in Termi begins to slowly manipulate Cosma's mindset, convincing him that his longtime and only friend in the world, Platinum, is not really his friend, just someone sent to keep an eye on him. Cosma starts to become more and more like the Termi we all know, but the fusion still isn't complete. So, in order to fully complete the fusion and to become one, they decide to execute their plan. The barrier around Ishana is protected and watched by the 10 sages. Basically, the government body of Ishana, 10 powerful sages of magic and wisdom that govern Ishana and magic as a whole. And unless they want to get caught, they need to find a way to distract them. So Cosma convinces the younger sister of 9 to go out and search for her long-lost father Shuichiro, causing the Seaver she was keeping at bay to seep into the barrier, forcing the 10 sages to be distracted and deal with the issue. With the 10 sages distracted, Cosma and Termi head down to the man-made cauldron, and eventually reach the bottom of the sanctuary. As the cauldron opens up, and the boundary begins to pour into the room, Cosma figures out who he is and what he is. A host body created by Relius for Termi to inhabit. With Termi's part of the deal done, Cosma must complete his end of the bargain and allow Termi to completely fuse with him. The fusion begins, but before they can progress, TheMonarchofDragons intrudes and threatens to kill Termi and Caval with a special weapon. Hirokan? Hirokan? Frickin', why do you have so many complicated names, Blazblue? Let's just call it Khan. A weapon capable of killing the soul of anything. At first, Cosma and Termi are outmatched by this trained and experienced assassin. I mean, no duh there. But as more of the boundary seeps into Cosma, he begins to grow progressively violent. Visions of laughter, madness, insanity fill him. And before TheMonarchofDragons can realize it, the fusion is complete. The two are now one and the same, the proper soul fitting into the proper and rightful body. Varen is more than happy to be back. With access to an incomplete Ouroboros, a snake-like chain, Terame easily kills him with ingrained into his right eye. Terame attempts to leave the sanctuary, still wounded from the fight and probably bleeding, but he is unable to, when a man by the name of Valkenheim appears in front of him and knocks it away forever. Or at least, that's how it would have gone if something hadn't happened. After the disappearance of Shuichiro Ayatsuki, it had seemed most of the world had forgotten he existed. But not to Yun, her father, right here, right now! But then she notices it, and he soon wakes up. The man is amnesiac, barely remembering anything aside from his name. Ragna. He has no clue where he is, why he's here, and why he can't no clue what to do. He begrudgingly agrees to come with Celica on her quest to find her father. A few things happen during this time. The two visit Castle Alucard, seeing the master and owner Clavis, his butler Valkenheim, and Clavis's daughter Rachel. Encountering two witches while on the road, Platinum and Nine, who join up with them. But no, we are not here to talk about the small details. Even if sometimes the small details are important to understand what's going on. Darn it, Blazblue! Make up your mind already! Anyways, let's get back to the meaty bits. After a long time of wandering around and a bunch of things happening, the group comes across the area where the Black Beast first emerged from in this world, and where her father was last seen. The group starts investigating the area, stumbling upon Shuichiro's lab and work area, and his notes. But then the man of the hour himself, Shuichiro, appears. The man soon starts to do the stereotypical insane talk that you would expect, proclaiming that he had beaten Relius with his linchpin, begged for Celica to finish his work, and hinted towards Celica's relation to the device. But before he can finish, Nine, in pure rage and hatred towards her father, blasts him with a fireball, and he slowly dies, succumbing to one last triumphant laugh, dying to the fever poisoning he had been afflicted with from hiding in here for a year. The group heads down to the lowest layer of the lab, encountering Kushina's linchpin, and have a heated debate over what to do with it for... oh boy. Okay. Get this. Shuichiro, being the ingenious scientist he is, decides that instead of searching for anything else, anything to help activate the linchpin, that he is going to use his own daughter's life and soul as a catalyst for it. And no, I don't want to hear the argument of, it would have been for the greater good. At what cost, though? What about Nine, who cares for her sister more than anything else in the world? And, well, as shown in later games, she is serious about that remark. What about Ragna, who cares for Celica to an immense degree at this point? Even Celica, frickin' in a gag ending of all things, is shown to have true love for Ragna, even in the past when this takes place. This man, this brilliant scientist right here, would go so far to trump Relius's genius than to use his own daughter, his own blood, as a sacrifice, willing to throw away the rest of her life, her own happiness and love, and to flush Nine's only joy in all of life away. Oh sure, it stops the flow of Seaford in its entirety, basically halting the Black Beast's source of power for a good 3 to 5 years. But remember, the linchpin was made before the beast was ever a thing in this world. It was just out of pure coincidence that this world-ending threat, this monster from the space between worlds, just so happened to be affected by this device. Shuichiro, in all senses of the word, created the linchpin just to one-up Relius, all out of spite. Screw you, Shuichiro. I am truly sorry about that display and rambling. I didn't mean to go on a tangent of how Shuichiro is the best father of all time. Where was I again? No. Ah! Here we are! Ahem! So a heated debate rages over whether or not the group should use the only thing that can, again, coincidentally, stop the Black Beast, at the cost of Celica's life, or wait for another solution to come along, which may not happen till a long time. Celica herself is in support of sacrificing herself to save the world, with Nine and Ragna trying to talk her out of it. Just then... Oh hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up with cat people in this chapter just appearing out of the blue? Just then, Mitsuyoshi appears to the group and attacks Nine in a very short battle, before a more dangerous presence emerges. The lab starts to shake, signifying the appearance of the Black Beast. Just then, does Ragna realize why he is here, and what to do. He demands for the group to flee the area, while he holds off the beast. This seems like suicide, and yeah, I would agree with you there, but anime god plot shield device is activated right now, so he immediately has a plan that will work. Guaranteed. Before the group leaves, Ragna tells for Nine to gather the 6 heroes who would defeat the Black Beast, and to prepare for humanity's counterattack after what is about to happen. The group teleports out, with Mitsuyoshi staying behind to help out Ragna in the ensuing battle. After a long time of battling the beast, with seemingly no end in sight, Ragna finally gives the signal for Mitsuyoshi to run, and activates his right arm, the Azure Grimoire. He runs towards the beast, and the colliding clash, the resulting collision of powers, results in the beast being halted for a single year. While many do not remember it, this 1 year in the Dark War was given by what those who knew him as by a person named Blood Edge. And as we'll explore next time, it allowed humanity the time necessary to develop new weapons and the 6 heroes to take down the beast. But due to time constraints and how much info there is in this era of the story, we're going to have to end it here. So, in a nutshell, if I were to put this in a TLDR statement and just pull up an image to summarize the big events, here we go. Black Beast appears. Humanity can't do jack crap to it. Terumi finds his host body and successfully fuses with it before being sealed away by Valkenheim. And finally, a figure known as Blood Edge appears and grants humanity a whole year to prepare and ready up for when the Black Beast would next emerge. There. Reckon all my videos from now on should just be that. Just 30-second long TLDR statements, and I'm sure that'll be better. But nope, I'm doing this. Oh well. Next time, in the final half of this 2-parter, we will be covering the 6 heroes, their battle against the beast, and the unfortunate aftermath of it. So anyway, fellow recruits of the Monarchy, that has been all for this episode of Story Explained Blazblue. Apologies about this taking a long time, but as I said, I had to figure out how to direct this next episode and was important. But now that this is all done, thank you all for watching this video and supporting the content I make here. It means a lot, especially considering how small I am in the grand scheme that is YouTube. Any feedback, support, and critique on how I can improve in the future would be greatly appreciated, as anything you guys do will help support my future endeavors with this series and my channel as a whole. With all that said and done, I have been the Monarch of Dragons. I hope you all have a fantastic day/night, wherever you live. Peace.